My friends, greetings. This is Archangel. My appreciation for the depths of the male plight is continually elaborated, and so I continue to speak my truths to the world in hopes that males will fully assimilate these truths of reality, the red pills of male existence. Then once liberated, they might pass on these wisdoms to the next blue pill male, the next enslaved shovel that has no idea of what is actually going on. Yet, though you are awakened, you are not exempt from bad days here and there. It's okay to have a rough day, a day where you question your beliefs or conclusions. If you never questioned your conclusions regarding life, then you would be rather like a cult member, simply following dogma and programming. Questions lead to knowledge acquisition and truth seeking, both of which lead to advancement of the individual and, in turn, the species. If you continually conclude through observation that we are indeed gynocentric, that we devalue and dispose of male life, then it is not dogma but continually proven theory through rigorous observation. I observe the fact that the demons of male existence don't simply go away. They will rear their malevolent heads at the most inopportune times. You are going to have rough days, days where people hurt your feelings, where you think it would be easier to have a companion to hold you and stroke your hair after such trying days, even if it is fate consoling. You will have times where you question devaluation, red pills, or unicorn everything. There will be days where all your feelers hurt from being awakened, from being the oddball, the outsider blessed to be awakened, yet cursed to be awakened. Most awakened males say so long to all the crap and they never look back, and such tempered males will weather the dark nights of the soul. Others will weaken and break under duress and flee back to the familiarity of gynocentric servitude and the romance fantasy in order to escape the pain and trials that await outside the matrix. Yet the longer you have only yourself to pull yourself through trials and tribulation, the stronger you become, the more tempered you are forged over males that need to flee back to the arms of disingenuous females for comfort and reinforcement. Oh, absolutely, the path of gynocentrism exodus is continually questioned and continually observed to be the correct path. Yet, it does not come without its price. Empowerment and freedom in exchange for warm, gooey fairy tales of romance and security. Rejection of devaluation, rejection of gynocentrism and disposability, revocation of romantic or sexual congress with females, all are noble and righteous. Yet no human is held in exemption from an occasional day of sorrow. After all, look at all the mistreatment and brainwashing you have been through. Little memories or bits of programming may burst into your consciousness stream every once in a while. Sometimes it's assumed that once a male has awakened and really ingested the truths of male existence, that once they are aware of male devaluation and expendability, that they are now free and will be strong and resolute from here on out. Yet, awakening is not the absolute conclusion of hardship or trials. It is an ending to some torments and a beginning of others. Because though you finally reject usury, you are also stripped of that identity. Your dreams and ambitions utterly ripped away, when your very comprehensions of life are shattered and you come to understand your life as worth less, that your very existence is disposable for the benefits of others. Well, this awakening marks the beginning of a torturous journey of starting anew, redefining yourself, searching for more powerful reasons to live. It is the beginning of a journey that starts with the stages of grieving and hopefully ends at a place of sovereignty and empowerment, a place where that male is now stronger than ever before. However, not all males weather this journey, and oh, so many head back to the comfort of warm fairy tales told around nighttime plantation campfires by other slaves. Sometimes we forget how terrifying the awakening really is to those who are newly stirred from their slumber. Just remember how you felt when you first understood that you are not loved nor cared about. You are a tool to labor and die for others. You are alone, and nobody is coming to save you, nor has anyone concern for your suffering. Everything you have thought about love and families is a lie. You are a disgusting mutant, whom we mock, abuse, and discard. Welcome to planet Earth. Just remember how terrifying it is when these truths finally get traction in your head. Wow, this is reality? In fact, it is so terrifying that most males will deny these truths, even though they feel legitimacy in our messages. They will tell themselves that we are wrong. They are so scared to face the bleakness after the red pill that they will dismiss everything out of hand with the kind of resolve that would deny extraterrestrial life even if it landed in their front yard. This is how scared most males are to face the pain and utter wasteland of awakening. Even to those who have ingested red pill truths of male devaluation and disposability, it is easy to forget that there are many awakened ciphers that are cold and lonely and wanting back into the matrix. And the longer males have been emancipated, the stronger the urge and longing to plug back in becomes. They simply want a better position when they do plug back in. So they opt for the traditional conservative fairy tale paradigms, where it appears males are valued and cared for. New MGTOWs have an excitement and fervor for the messages, and a desire to spread such messages to the world. But as time wears on, it sometimes wears down the resolve of some who desperately try to justify slipping back in to purple pill unicorn chasing. Newly admitted alcoholics look to longtime veteran alcoholics and their many years of abstinence for inspiration and guidance. Yet they fail to realize that these stalwart veterans are also surrounded by human loneliness and life's uncertainties. They also have the desire to drink just like any other alcoholic. MGTOWs are receiving the worst combination of any brutalities a being could receive: devaluation and disposability, abuse and discardation, like trash. Many will argue that overcoming alcohol or heroin or losing a loved one, that such things are the hardest setbacks to recover from in life. Well, I zealously posit that males recovering from the indoctrination and abuse that they have endured from the cradle simply because of their Y chromosome, rebounding from this trauma is the hardest endeavor any human could ever undertake. Waking to the reality that you are not loved, you are not cared for, you are slandered as you are used for your life essence, till one day when you will be unceremoniously discarded as a younger Y chromosome steps up to take your place and pull your load. The same load you took from some older male that came before you. Such awakenings are terrifying, yet it is what brings males to liberation. It is such a complete rendering of your thoughts, your beliefs, your identity. Your entire world is torn asunder as you are ripped from the warm comfort of the fairy tales and illusions that make up your prison. And beyond these lies, there appears a lonely wasteland staring back at you, a bleak existence in which males are alone. Yet this is the true state of male existence. It always has been. We were just blinded to it by pretty fantasies that kept us mesmerized as our life force was drained from us. Finding an identity, finding worth, finding laughter and fun again, finding a reason to live in this barren wasteland after you are faced with a stark totality of male devaluation. This is more terrifying than many males can endure, and so many an Atlas eventually drop the globe and exit this dimension permanently, as suicide statistics will confirm. Seriously, contemplate the horror. Males are simple shovels to be used and discarded. Nobody cares about male welfare or feelings or the suffering commensurate to their usury. And the cruelest blow of all seems to be our aloneness in this misery. There is no deity, no other male, and certainly no female that will come to save us from such injustice. And all of this is what a male realizes when he begins to awaken. All this causes an abject terror in males that can scarcely be described in words. The realization that we love others, yet we are unloved in return. This shakes former blue pill males to their very foundation. Former ignorant males that were brainwashed into believing males as special, respected and cared about by everyone, especially females. Now, these newly awakened males start to grasp the truth of existence, that males are actually devalued and expendable. And obviously some males reject these truths and choose to linger in any and every fairy tale to avoid the injustices resultant from their possession of a Y chromosome. When I finally found MGTOW, I was comforted. Holy cow, there are other males that see this, and they were actually talking about women and injustice in a frank manner. I think this is one thing that newly awakened males love about male spaces, the free speech, because in their daily lives, males are so censored, so constricted and controlled in their speech and behavior, especially prohibited from criticizing females in any way. Yet here, males are talking about female bull without remorse, exploring female motivations without approval, and bonding in a way that females could never understand. We don't need female approval nor understanding, and that is exciting to be able to call out female crap without the fear of reprisal or disapproval that males would receive in the gynocentric outside world. This is why it needs to remain a male space, so that males do not dumb down their speech because ladies are listening. It should be free and unadulterated. I also enjoyed this aspect, as I simply absorbed the wisdoms of so many giants and forerunners in male spaces. Some are fire-breathing, and others are weary battle veterans with the torments of male existence wearing on them. And this reminds me that MGTOW, or any pocket of awakening, is not devoid of torment. They are not exempt from the male plight, but rather they proselytize the truths in order to effect change. It's easy to hold others to a higher standard and dismiss their moments of weakness. Yet I can sense the desperation sometimes in males. Many want to understand the females and the human interactions, not to liberate themselves or empower themselves from devaluation, but rather that they might be able to form some hypothesis of how they might possibly modify females into the loving, caring creatures we desperately want them to be. More than a few males are in our spaces, not to help other males, but rather to understand the game, that they might better play the game, which ignores the most fundamental truth found here. The game is broken. It can't be fixed. You can't find a better way to play the game. Usurpation of your utility and life force is the game. Blue and purple pill existence is a zero-sum game. Realize that awakening does not exempt one from hard times or rough patches. It's alright to stumble and have a bad day. It's gonna happen. We are males, and we have a pre-programmed instinct and an indoctrinationally compounded longing for females, for the beings that we bond to through chemicals in breast milk, for the very beings we are reproductively drawn to, for the beings that are pretty to look at and appear fragile and wholesome, the same beings that do not wrestle with an emotional need for males. As long as males draw breath, they will have to reconcile the cruelty of reality, that males care without reciprocity. But, my friends, give yourself credit. Look at the monumental accomplishment that taking the red pill actually is. Pat yourself on the back for your hard work. Many males are so broken by gynocentrism that they are, quite frankly, too weak to ever unplug themselves. You have overcome monumental obstacles and traversed sour torment to come to an introspective place where you are even here, right now, ingesting frigid truths about male existence. Awakened males are the titans of human males. You have faced down the demons of gynocentrism, and you know what? They blinked first. Liberated males will be the salvation of our species, not by saving broken paradigms of traditionalism, but by pushing humanity into new constructs of human interaction. Because we, as a species, have stalled. We have stagnated in our interpersonal interactions, and possibly even regressed in our moral growth as a species. You see, traditionalism has taken us as far as it could, and our ethical compass has been broken for some time. Then came feminism, which solicited and paraded itself as the next evolutionary step for humanity, a model to improve the injustices of traditionalism. Equity and equality for all. Yet, we have actually digressed as a species because of feminism. We have reversed course back into wanton usury and bigotry. And so, MGTOW, which proselytizes walking away from such abuse, not visiting violence onto anyone, but peacefully, powerfully, and purposefully walking away from the melee. This will allow the corrupted templates to collapse in on themselves, and then humans will have to soul search and come up with another way of interacting. Otherwise, the painted-up, entitled princesses will have to fend for themselves in this hostile world, and that may not bode well for their survival. Evolutionary advancement, the cures to dreaded diseases, the means for interplanetary travel, all such things rest in the brilliant, sexually liberated minds of males. Meaning males that have absconded their desire for sexual or physical congress with females, and instead focus on more epic ambitions in life, rather than being a pathetic, disgusting, simpering doormat that chases vagina and spends his time, talent, and energy pampering and placating the female sex. You see, it is the crazy males throughout history whose life did not revolve around female attention or salvation. Such males had lucidity and clarity enough to question the flat earth and sun revolving around us conventional theories of the time. I stand in awe of the supernatural brilliance demonstrated by the MGTOW throughout history. I consider myself lucky to have been able to pick and debate many a brilliant mind over the years, who have caused me to think. Yet in the scant few moments since discovering like-minded males within male spaces, such as MGTOW, well, let's just say I have been inspired. I have performed more cerebral gymnastics than nearly the whole of my entire life. I have had more purposeful introspection and hypothesis. I have found myself overtaken in stupors almost daily regarding the machinations of the cosmos. I have been driving and had epiphanies strike me to where I needed to pull over and commit them to paper or record them on my phone, lest I lose a specific insight for good. Since shedding myself of matrix indoctrinations regarding males' devaluation and other specific subterfuge hidden from the general populace, I have never had more intellectual and inspirational light bulbs illuminating in my head. I am honored to be surrounded by such male greatness, such insight and caring as I have found at the heart of the MGTOW community. Not amongst the trolls or the infiltrating half-ass purple pillars, but the true walk-the-talk MGTOWs and male warriors. We truly are the saving grace of Homo sapiens, the difference between evolution and enlightenment of the species, or the tried and true alternative, where we are reduced to violence and chaos. Only this time, we have technology to blow ourselves to kingdom come when everything falls apart. Then, after annihilation, any random survivors will inevitably have to crawl out from the caves and the bunkers and start all over again as they proceed through the various stages of traditionalism all over again, meaning as they progress through the stages of male devaluation and expendability all over again. My brothers, you are the hope of everything. Yes, you're gonna have down days, and long or even try to plug yourself back into the matrix of gynocentrism. And yes, you are gonna have to deal with loneliness and the despair of male existence. Actually, you are the only males strong enough to deal with male existence. All other males hide from the truths of reality in the temporary fairy tales of romance and society. But you, my friends, have the strength to remain vigilant, though you occasionally wrestle the temptation to slip the shackles back onto your wrists and simply live within this illusion. I understand this, for your shackles are familiar, and our wrists and ankles still bear the scars that gynocentric chains once left upon us. We are inundated with the brainwashing, and when you watch movies or listen to music or observe the joviality of the blissfully brainwashed fools, males that seem happy as they go on dates or do couple things with other couples, all the while laughing and having fun. If you feel the sense that you are missing out on fun, enjoyment, and joyous interaction, and that since life is short, you might as well indulge and pander in order to get attention and maybe 3 seconds of female-assisted ejaculation like every other chump, well, be not fooled. The apparent excitement and enjoyment of the ignorant is just another illusion. They are all, every one of them, a single moment away from ripping heartache, just a moment away from reputational or financial or life ruination. And all these things lie merely at the discretion of the females that they pander to. For at any moment, this life of fun and couples activities that you are purposefully made to feel as though you are missing out on, this world of fake rainbows and holiday merriment, this could crash down at any moment when she draws up divorce papers, falsely accuses him of rape or child molestation. Perhaps she merely cheats on him or assaults his genitals with kitchen knives when he is sedated. Either way, all these happy males that think they have it so good, their happy world hangs upon strings that may be cut at any moment by the female that he exalts. I see attractive females, and yes, I have longings, and I have sorrows over life. Not over females, they are how they are, but rather over the game. I feel anger that the game is the way it is, which is male abusive. And ultimately, I have either nature or creator to hold responsible for our plight. Awakened males will have days of struggle, but remember how hard it was to reach awakening. That was the hardest, most well-earned accomplishment of your life. Do you want to have to go through the trials and heartaches of awakening from purple to red pill all over again? Keep your righteous outrage alive. Turn injustice into productivity, not revenge. Turn anger into empowerment and insulate yourself from ever being a slave again. Awakened males are the hope of humanity. Think of the male child born this very minute. Think of the pain and heartache this helpless soul will be thrust into. Think of the malicious meat grinder that eagerly awaits to chew him up. Think of the ugliness that waits to accost this new blank canvas who is innocent as the falling snow. Think of the torment and manipulation and usury that you have been through. All of that waits the newborn male who smiles and kicks his little legs in his cradle, having no idea of the suffering that awaits him. Revolution through education and exodus. Stay strong, my brothers. Repudiation of devaluation and disposability is righteous, and rejection of romantic or sexual congress with females may tax resolve at certain times, yet it is honorable, and it is a demonstration of strength that no other human can know. For all other humans are slaves to their desires, but you are master over your appetites and assassin over the charms that desire wields against you. My friends, stand with me, live free.